All right, everyone, listen up because what's happening in the next 48 hours could honestly change everything for XRP holders. Seriously, though, you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss this. Just when you thought things couldn't get crazier, well, Fidelity just swooped in and picked up over 600 Bitcoin. Yeah, that's $66 million worth of Bitcoin, folks. Just like that. And if you think that's wild, wait for this. The iShares Bitcoin ETF is now sitting on more than 700,000 Bitcoin. Let that number sink in for a second. You see what the institutional inflows do? Imagine when these institutional inflows rotate out from buying Bitcoin and they start buying XRP. It's not just hype. It is all happening right now. And you're about to see exactly why the next 2 days could be the most important window you have ever had in crypto. This isn't just another headline. We're talking about moves that could flip the entire game. Stick around because what's coming next is going to connect all the dots and it's going to make you rethink what's possible. Are you ready? Let's get into it, folks. As always, please do me a favor. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I know maybe you're driving to work. You can't do it right now, but when you're at the red light, press that thumbs up. Yes, they only 500 thumbs up. It was weak. We need to get to 1,000 thumbs up. We had 10,000 people listening, only 500 thumbs up. It's not going to cut it. This tells YouTube that this is great content. YouTube tells everyone else this is great content. They get notified of who Rip is and they start listening. That is the best way to support the channel for free. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Bitcoin, $108,624. It's currently down 0.12% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum coming in at 2,560. It's currently down 0.06%. And XRP is holding out at number 4 spot. Looks a lot better than 220, coming in at $2.28. It's currently up 0.15. Now, we put out the tweet yesterday and we told you yesterday nothing happens for XRP until we get the close over 235. We made a couple attempts at it. We made a couple of runs at it. Close but no cigar. We didn't get there, but we're going to get there. And when it breaks, it is absolutely gonna fly. We got up to about 233 yesterday. The inflows were absolutely insane. It was a thing of beauty. It's gonna happen. Look, there's only two options for Bitcoin at this point. Massive breakout to 120, or we break down to that 90 to $92,000 range. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no in-betweens. That is what we are looking at on this thing. One of the two is going to give here. Which one? Well, time's going to tell. No one has a crystal ball. I could take a stab at it. It's a 50-50 guess. You know what I mean? But one of the two are going to give. Then we get this. Fidelity buys 610 Bitcoin. 610 Bitcoin worth 66 million. Folks, if you thought that the bull run was over, you better start asking better questions here. Why would Fidelity be dropping 66 million into Bitcoin if it was over? And then we get this, the new milestone from iShares Bitcoin ETF. They now hold over 700,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, that's not a mistake. 700,000. You got the big boys, you got Wall Street stacking up on Bitcoin. Ask yourself why? What do they know? And they always know something before we do. And then guess what? Everyone was nervous because the ETF that included XRP in it was live and then it was paused. Well, I told you what was going on. They were just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. They were making sure all of the verbiage was spot on. So when they start granting assets, their solo ETFs, they do not have to go back and change the rules of the game, the rules of the road here. So now everything was corrected. It was sent back to the SEC. The SEC has acknowledged it. And now they will get into the approval status, right? They will say, and I don't expect this to be a long turnaround here. They've approved it once. They obviously had a second opinion, re-looking at some sort of verbiage in this, and they said, let's pause it for a second. Can we just patch up this paragraph or this section? That's what they did. They patched it on upgrade scale. They said, here you go. Exactly what you wanted. We only changed this line, and the SEC will look at it, and then we will get approval status. Let's talk about US inflation before we get into the big news that's going out in 48 hours. US inflation dips below Fed's 2% goal. Jerome Powell has no excuse now. Rate cuts are coming. So let's take a second and let's break this down. US inflation has officially dropped below the Fed's target 2% for the first time, honestly, what feels like forever. This isn't just a headline. This is a number. Wall Street, Main Street, and even crypto holders on the planet have been watching for months. Why does it matter? Well, 2% isn't just a random goal. This is the Fed's holy grail for price stability. We've been sitting above it for more than 3 years, battling numbers as high as 9.1% in mid 2022. Who remembers that? Fast forward to today, we're finally under 2%. That's like the financial equivalent of crossing the finish line after the marathon. And this is not a water stop in sight. And here's where it gets fun. Powell and the Fed they've been saying, and I quote, "We need to see sustainability progress before we can cut rates." Well, guess what, Jerome? Progress delivered. Check the box. Excuse is gone. There's no hiding from the data. The inflation beast is finally tamed. And now the entire market is asking, when are you going to cut rates? Just imagine what that means for the markets. In the past, every 1% drop in inflation has added trillions in market cap to global assets. Lower rates mean cheaper borrowing, more investment, and historically, serious rallies in both the stock market and the crypto market. Remember the 2020 rate cuts? Well, the S&P 500 went up nearly 70% from its pandemic low, and Bitcoin went from 5,000 to over 60,000 in a year. So as we roll into the second half of 2025, keep your eyes on the Fed. Rate cuts aren't just coming. They're about to flip the script for every asset class, and you don't want to be caught flat-footed when the fireworks get started, folks. Let me get this, the big news that came out. Brad Garlinghouse tweets out, "I am honored to be invited to testify in front of the Senate Banking Committee this Wednesday on the need for passing crypto market structure legislation." Let's talk about this. What could Brad be possibly testifying about here? So you know there's a reason why Garlinghouse is testifying before the Senate Banking Committee this week. And obviously, it's not just to make headlines. This is about changing the game for everyone involved in crypto. Whether you're deep in the trenches or you're just watching from the sidelines. But here is what's really on the line. First, the US is at a crossroad. Countries like the UK and Singapore, they are already rolling out the red carpet for crypto innovation, while America's best builders are stuck waiting for clear rules. It's like trying to build a championship team when no one's told you the rules of the game. The talent just goes somewhere else. But this isn't about the big players. Passing real crypto market structure legislation means everyday people, people like you and me, we get real protections from scams while also opening up new financial doors. Think about it. With clear traffic laws, driving is safe for everyone. The same is true for crypto. Clear rules means less chaos, which equals more trust. And here's the kicker. With the right framework, crypto can finally deliver on its promise. We're talking about giving millions of people access to powerful financial tools, even if they don't live near a bank. It's like the smartphone and how the smartphone brought the internet to the whole world. Crypto can do the exact same for finance. But we can't sit back and wait. If we don't move now, we risk missing out on the next big wave of growth. This is our internet moment for money. And if America continues to hesitate, we're going to be playing catch up for decades. So, as Garlinghouse testifies this Wednesday, remember, this isn't just another hearing. This is the turning point where we either take the lead in the new digital economy or we get left behind. And trust me, you're going to want to see which way this goes, because what happens next could change everything. This could open the floodgates to the biggest bull run we have ever seen. We have 3 to 6 months left. We are about to see parabolic candles. We are about to see these cryptocurrencies go to prices that we never thought were possible. And it's all starting this Wednesday with the Senate Banking Committee. Folks, I hope you liked the content. If you did, do me a favor on your way out. Make sure you press that thumbs up. It helps me out, and subscribe to the channel. I will catch everyone later this afternoon, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Enjoy your Tuesday morning.